welcome back to the channel, and most of all, Merry Christmas. I'm so excited to have you here this year in my Victorian home. I have to tell you, this is probably my very favorite episode to prepare for and create for you each holiday season. So every year I kind of do each room just like a little bit different. I have fun searching for vintage and antique items all throughout the year, as you know. And most of all, I really like to encourage you to use those special things that you've worked hard for all year. I know you've got some beautiful vintage or antique pieces that are your special things you only bring out every once in a while, and honey, I am just gonna hit it home to you. Let's get them out, let's use them all the time and enjoy those things. Well, thank goodness I recorded this whole area for you last week, because this poinsettia looks just awful. You know, I was just gonna keep it real for you this year, but I was bragging to my mom actually, because in previous seasons I've been able to keep these things alive until like February, and now look at this poor thing with like half of its leaves. I don't even know what's happening here, but you know what, I tried my best. If you have any tips on how you keep these alive in your home and make them last a little bit longer, please comment below, because I know that would help not only me but also other fellow subscribers here, help keep these plants alive. Each year I love to do my lit garland down the banister, and it actually goes all the way up to each landing. It's a really, really long stretch of pre-lit garland, and I just love it. It's such a beautiful glow at nighttime. I don't have to have any lights on in the entry or even night lights on throughout the house. I just love this really pretty, soft, warm glow of these lights. So this year I went for red. Last year I think I did like cobalt blues and velvets in here, but this year my mom and I created these really big dramatic bows on each of the turnout and landings here on the stairway. I think it turned out really, really cool. We actually made these bows from a tablecloth that we thrifted at Goodwill for like $6.99. Oh my gosh, we had so much fun making this, and it only took us like 10 minutes to do. Well, it's funny, this season I made things like a little bit simpler than I typically do, but then I also made it a little bit harder on myself by choosing this really weird color for the color palette. And honestly, I was inspired by my article pillows. I don't know if you remember that episode from the summertime, but I was out picking my hydrangeas in my garden and kind of did some refreshing here in the living room, and this really beautiful, it's almost like a clay or like terracotta color, but when the light hits just right, it turns a little bit of like a soft blushy pink, and I just love this color because it's so unique. And I was thinking, man, this would make a really beautiful holiday color paired with gold. So that's exactly what I did over here on the Christmas tree. I had the hardest time finding any kind of ornament in this color because it's such a weird, odd color. And lucky for me, I discovered the perfect weird thing at a local flea market, and I want to take you back a little bit. These look so pretty. Yeah.
$1 bundle, however many you need. I have lots of them. So.
I just had an idea.
Oh yeah, people, they even hang them like in their patio with their party lights now.
Yeah.
She put some on her umbrella, patio umbrella, on each spoke.
I'm gonna do this on the Christmas tree, on the tips of the tree.
Okay, what color
look at this is the color, the peach I wanted.
She said $1 a thing. Is that the color
I'm
over
gonna
there?
do
Some
that.
over there, some that color too.
Yeah.
Anything you want to see. Container of the glass.
Okay, so I'm thinking I'm gonna hang, because I can't find the ornaments I want, but this is the color I want to do for Christmas this year.
On the ends of the top.
Yeah, mixed with old gold, see? And on the ends of the tree, like on the ends of each tip. And they'll be like drippy.
Yeah.
That's such a great idea.
That's a real good idea.
I love when I just think of these things. Okay, that's happening.
Card of the green one.
Love these.
Did you say a bundle?
She said she has $1 a bundle. To get these ones that are behind you. Thank you. Thanks. What other colors do you think would look good?
That same kind of color like that?
Like this bronzy?
She's getting ideas, inspiration as she's looking at them.
You do. See, we have another lady who came earlier and she's coming back again shortly.
And she put them on her patio umbrella, and they looked really
Yeah, I
pretty.
did that on my umbrella one year.
Times.
These are pretty too. Like, how gorgeous is that color? Like that teal.
Yep.
So I want it for Christmas, I want to do like this color.
Oh, yeah.
I'm doing that on the tree. Yeah, won't that look pretty together? Love. Love it. Yes. This is gonna be perfect. You know, this is what I love so much about thrifting and vintage. You honestly just don't ever know what you're gonna find. And while I was looking for Christmas ornaments at that flea market, when I saw that beautiful wall of all of those stunning tassels and so many beautiful, beautiful colors, I was like, wow, okay, these would just make for the perfect like little dramatic Christmas type of ornament. And I love the way they just kind of drip on the ends of each of the branches. So this is a faux tree. I've had this one for years. I really, really wanted a flocked one, and I saw the price of a flocked Christmas tree and about fell over. So I invested in this fake tree, faux tree, fake tree, you know what I mean? So that way I could have it each year. And honestly, it makes a giant mess to set up. It's a huge mess to take down, but it sure is pretty sitting in the corner here. And that way I can enjoy it and have it every year. So all of the gold ornaments on here were actually a new addition. I found all of these at Goodwill with my mom probably a couple months ago. So if you are not a Goodwill shopper, which I'm sure that you are, but they get a ton of Christmas stuff. It seems like everyone is always kind of changing out their color themes, or maybe they move, and the first thing to go seems to be like kitchen things and Christmas things when people have garage sales or donate. So I highly suggest look at your local thrift stores starting in the fall. It seems like they start to get all of those holiday things in, and that way you can find all of these beautiful, unique ornaments and kind of start planning out your own color theme that you'd like to do in your home. All right, let's grab this one here. So every year I love to color coordinate my wrapping paper, and it sounds like a funny thing, but honestly it makes such a difference in your overall decor. So my favorite place to look for wrapping papers are places like Home Goods, TJ Maxx, or Marshalls. They get really weird color combos, and if you're like me and you love like kind of a non-traditional color palette, that's your go-to spot, baby. Another thing that I really like to do as well is save leftover wallpaper scraps, or maybe even you go to an estate sale and there's some really cool vintage wallpaper, you know, even just little scraps of it left on a roll, and some of them are in the most beautiful color palettes and really fun prints. So that's a really great way for you to buy your gift wrapping and really not spend very much. Even the ribbon this year, I got some really beautiful silk velvet ribbons. I love, these are so pretty. These are definitely not ending up in the trash bin. I'm sliding these off and saving them for next year, honey. But my mom and I went to this giant thrift store. I think it's in Dallas. I don't know if you're local, but if you are, you probably heard of the H2O thrift store. That's a really great spot to look for things, because all of the proceeds go to local people in need and it helps them pay their water bill. So I think it's a really great cause. But down in the basement, they have like a huge craft section. So if you're a sewer or a crafter, or you just want to look for some unique ribbons for gift giving like this, that's where I found this really stunning velvet ribbon. But I love adding different textures on the presents as well. I feel like, you know, like that ribbon, like whatever you choose, it's just going to elevate the whole vibe. This could be something from the dollar store, and because I wrapped it so pretty, it's going to look real expensive. I believe the only like brand new thing I have in here is this garland, and this is like a gold gilded magnolia leaf garland. It's made of some kind of a plastic material, so I can use it year after year and don't have to worry about damaging it when I cram it in a big tote in the garage. But I love this thing just because it's so elegant. I love that it kind of has a softer gold tone to it, so it really ties in well with all of my old antiques. I'm sorry, I don't remember where I got this. It was from some online craft store, but I'm sure if you Googled this, you could probably find some similar that pop up. Because typically in the evenings, I like to kick on the fire and it's nice and toasty over here. So Toby and Millie are usually cuddled up in this zone right here, taking a nap. So I'll see if I can get some cute little fur baby footage for you over here, but this is definitely the sought after and fought after place here in the living room. So here on the coffee table, I wanted to do something that was really elegant and kind of glamorous and sparkly, because when you're sitting on the couch, you're looking this way right towards the fireplace and stuff. And of course, at whatever is sitting on the coffee table. I love to have really beautiful candles on here. These glassy babies are some of my favorites, especially the pink one was from a dear family friend when I was going through breast cancer treatment, and I think it was the glassy baby of hope or something like that, but she gave that to me, and I've had it ever since, and it's such a beautiful piece. And these look incredible when they glow at night. They have this really like bold but very like soft diffused lighting to them. They're really neat pieces, even though they're really simplistic in design. They're just gorgeous at night. But I wanted to do a center arrangement using that antique reservoir piece that I thrifted this past month. I just did a really deep red arrangement, and I have a video on how I created this very same centerpiece with different roses in a couple videos ago, and I will also link it down below for you as well. But making your own floral arrangements is not difficult to do, and especially if you're hosting or maybe you're going to a party. If you bring a hostess gift like this, that hostess is gonna like lose her mind and they'll always invite you back. Can you imagine like what an arrangement like that would cost if you went to go get this done? I got $12 grocery store roses, and I picked some free greenery out in the trees in the front yard. So you too can create something like this for your own home and really not spend very much. Also on top of the table, I wanted to add a little bit more whimsical romance. You know, that's my favorite thing. But I added this French millinery, and it's really, really beautiful. So these old flowers were typically what were used on headpieces with that like vintage birdcage net veiling. Oh my gosh, I love that look. Or even on a vintage hat. These are usually adorned to add a little bit of like sass and character to them. But I ended up with like a whole bunch of it. I went to an estate sale and I had all these different colors. So I picked out some of the ones of my favorites, and I just used these and kind of made this really pretty garland on top of the table with this old beaded mercury glass. I know I've talked about this brand a lot, but I have the taper ones at my house, and then they also have some really beautiful seasonal ones. I think this is their like Swan Lake collection, but these ones have a really soft glitter to them, and oh my word, yep, these are my favorite now. It's not, the glitter is not coming off, everyone. You know I have a love-hate relationship with this stuff. I love all things that sparkle, but I hate cleaning up after it for months after Christmas. No glitter. No glitter. They did it right. They listened to people like me. Oh my word. The drama of this room, you know? I kind of went outside my comfort zone when I decorated this space, because I chose really dark curtains, and it's not normally something that I would do. You've seen my house. It's all like light colors, pastels, and very like soft color transitions. But when I got this antique rug, I kind of pulled the colors out of this rug here, and I swatched the walls in a million different kind of peachy tones. I'd see these colors in my magazines, and so when I swatched them, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get that color, and I swatched it on the walls, and it looked awful. So I ended up getting like 6 different colors of paint for this room until I finally settled on this color here, which I love, because throughout the day and throughout the seasons, especially when there's sunshine or when it's cloudy and rainy, the color kind of changes in this room. But I love the softness of the walls and the drama of these dark velvet drapes in here. It's such a beautiful place to not only have a nice dinner, but also play music. This is my music room, and more often than not, I'm in here playing guitar. To play with the color palette in this room for the holidays is always really fun for me. But you know what? This deep red wine burgundy color has always spoken to me, and I think it is so beautiful and glamorous. It also just really complements all of my antiques really well. So the dishes on the table, I think this is their 2nd or 3rd season, but I found these at the Goodwill, and they're not necessarily Christmas dishes, but they have that really beautiful Christmas red color, and it's also paired with this really soft gold. They have little hand-painted florals and roses on them. So for me, it speaks to my vintage vibe of love of romance and, you know, all things girly. But it also kind of has a Christmas look, don't you think? Thrift those dishes. I think I got the whole set maybe for like 20 bucks. The fake stuff in the middle. I need to quit using I need to quit saying fake. Don't we say faux? It sounds like fancier and stuff. The faux stuff right in the middle of the table. I got at a garage sale. I think I paid like $5 for a whole bag of this stuff in the summer months. I got it like last summer, I think. But I loved this because it was the burgundy, gold, and pink, like my favorite little color combination for the holidays. I'm like, are you kidding me? I don't know what I'm gonna do with this stuff, but I need this little tote of the things, okay? So sometimes I'll poke it in a Christmas tree. I think that's what I did last year. I had a little tree in the corner and I kind of poked it in there instead of doing ornaments and stuff. But this year, I thought it would look really beautiful just in the center of the table. I nestled some of those deep red glassy babies in there. These ones I got at Goodwill for like $2.99. You know how expensive these things are, so that was super exciting to finally thrift them. And that day I actually found 3 of these things. I don't know how that happened, but I checked that off the old thrift bucket list. So the vase in the center is very, very old. I think that one's probably like late 1800s. This is old Bristol glass. It's some of my very favorite glass to look out for and collect. It's all hand painted, hand gilded. Okay, these things, also things that I use year round. These glasses are pretty old. I think these ones are probably from the 60s. Well, I guess they're not that old, not as old as that old vase. But these pink ones were the first ones that I got. I went to Goodwill. They had a whole bunch of these, like 50 of them. And they were only $2.99 in glass. And I think, how many did I get? I got 6. I wish I would have got all of them, but I don't even know that many people. Now I sound like a hoarder. Okay. Anyways, I got 6 and some other lucky lady probably got the rest. But these are from the Madonna Inn in California, and someday I want to go there. I don't know if you've ever been, but if you haven't, you should Google this place because it looks really neat. I know it's been in a ton of movies, but it's like never been updated since the 60s, and it's very like Hollywood Regency, like old Hollywood glam. They have pink carpet and like gilded chairs in the dining room. It's like completely over the top, but totally outdated and fun. And I want to check it out someday. I got to see this place. But that's where these glasses are originally from. I hope you have a beautiful Christmas with your family, and I will see you in the new year.